Hey guys, what is up? Today I just got off work, so I watched Monday Night Raw last night, and this is what this video is going to be about. This is the review for Monday Night Raw, August 1st, right? Yeah, August 1st, 2016. Okay, so coming off Raw of last week was a pretty good episode of Raw. We had the debut of Finn Balor, aka Prince Devitt, Fergal Devitt, from New Japan. If you didn't know that and you have no idea like what Fergal did before coming to NXT, go do some research. Go watch YouTube. Go watch, New Japan or something. I'm pretty sure they have like an archive section where you can watch like old things. Definitely go and watch some of his old stuff. It's so much better than what he's doing now or what they're having him do now. So coming off of last week's episode, there was a pretty high expectation for this week's episode of Raw to somewhat like be as good as last week's or better, which honestly, in my opinion, I don't really even think they even scratched the surface of last week. Last week's Raw was so hype, like it was really good. I mean, you had Finn Balor's debut. You had him winning his debut match. You had him beating Roman Reigns. He faces Seth Rollins at SummerSlam. Charlotte versus Sasha Banks for the women's title. It was really, really good. Really good even for Charlotte. Charlotte was really good in that match, I think. The match was the show was just really good last week in comparison to this week's Raw. Which, let's get into my analysis of the show. So, to start it off, we have Sasha Banks coming out on Raw to address the fans of how she beat Charlotte last week to win the women's championship. And I thought this was kind of interesting. I thought it was cool how they started off Raw with Sasha Banks instead of like Seth Rollins or Finn Balor or someone else coming out to cut a promo. I thought they were going to do that or something, or whatever. I thought that was very interesting. Charlotte comes out to basically say that Sasha beating her was a fluke. There was a fly. That was kind of stupid. Sasha then says that I beat you like legitimately or whatever. I don't know. Kind of just going off what I remember here. And then Charlotte basically says that Sasha is a one-night stand, basically saying like last week was a one-time deal, like a one-time occurrence, basically relating it to like a guy would take her home, fuck her, and just be done with it. Yeah. And then Charlotte's like, I'm one of the girls that they would put a ring on it. Like, like they wouldn't just have a one-night stand with her, which I thought was really funny. That was kind of interesting. And then Enzo comes out without Cass. He comes out without Cass, which was interesting to me. He comes out, he does the whole you can't teach that thing, that played out like entrance thing, which I think right now has gone pretty old, and I think it's gone to the point where it's a little bit lame that he keeps saying it, but whatever. So he comes to the ring, and he starts hitting on Sasha. And, he takes her hand, he kisses it, and then he says, how you doing? And, they basically do that. Chris Jericho actually came out, too, which I thought was kind of funny. Chris Jericho has been a pretty entertaining heel as of late, with his, stupid idiot, his quiet. I find that kind of entertaining. So basically, out of that whole exchange, Enzo is hitting on Sasha. Jericho is defending Charlotte. Charlotte and Sasha still have their match for SummerSlam or whatever. But then we get a match out of it from Mick Foley, who comes out and says, "You guys will have a mixed tag team match. Rah, have a nice day." Right here and wherever they were. I don't really care. So yeah, we had that. We had their match, which was, it was fine, I guess. It was okay for like an opening segment into a match. So that was kind of interesting. That's all I'll say there. But what happened, like, at the end of the match was really funny. Charlotte and, Jericho and Dana were leaving. Like, they were leaving the ring, and the ref comes out to, Charlotte and gives her the belt. Like, gives her the women's title. And then, I think Charlotte says, like, off, like, screen or whatever, "That's not mine," or something. And so the ref goes back to the ring and gives the belt to Sasha, which I think was pretty funny. That was pretty hilarious. And then, after that, we get Braun Strowman in what is quickly becoming one of the funniest segments on Raw every week. It is him versus a jobber. And last week's jobber had no chin. This week's jobber got no money, because he said, well, Byron said to him, "Jobber, why would you get in the ring with Braun Strowman?" And the jobber says, "Because they told me if I got in the ring to fight Braun, I would get $1,000, and if I won, I'd get $5,000. I thought that was hilarious. I thought that was great. I thought that was super entertaining. I thought it was really funny. After this segment, I think you got Nia Jax. I'm not really a fan of Nia Jax. I think you can really see it, like, in her face when she comes out. She is really nervous. Like, she is really nervous in front of. I think she's really nervous in front of the bigger crowd. I think she seemed to be, like, fine in NXT. Like, she wasn't as nervous, but being out in front of, like, a lot more people, being out in front of more, like, viewers, I think, as compared to NXT, because not a lot of people watch NXT as they watch the main roster shows. So I think that kind of gets to her. She actually didn't have that bad of a showing this week in this match against a female jobber. She wrestled more in a like a monster in a monstrative fashion. Like, she hit more high impact moves, more demonstrative moves. Like, she hit like a Samoan drop into a power slam, I think it was. Yeah. And she won the match, and then she attacked the jobber again, which I guess is fine. I guess that's fine if that's entertaining to you, and if that's what's going to get her over, then that's good, I guess. Next we move on to WWE, like, capitalizing off the popularity of Pokemon Go. They have R-Truth and Goldust, like, do this segment that they did last week with Pokemon Go, where R-Truth is playing Pokemon Go, and he's, like, hunting for Pokemon during the match. So when Goldust goes to, like, tag him, like, go for the tag, R-Truth, like, drops his phone, and then on the floor, so he goes to get it, and then one of the Shining Stars, I don't really care, Primo or Epico, pins Goldust, and the segment ends there. I think what happened next was Finn Balor and Seth Rollins. Well, Finn Balor comes out to get interviewed by Michael Cole. Michael Cole starts talking about last week you made your debut and you beat Roman Reigns or whatever. I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention. And why am I saying Roman Reigns? Fuck Roman Reigns. Seth Rollins comes out and he basically tells Michael Cole to get the fuck out of his ring. Like, get out of my ring. Why are you here? Like, get out. You suck. And Seth Rollins basically says everything that Finn Balor, aka Fergal Devitt, has done in NXT, he did it first and he did it better. Which I think you can say that. Seth Rollins did have a pretty cool and interesting title reign in NXT. I guess he has done everything that Finn Balor has done and better, I guess. So Seth Rollins basically calls out the Atlanta Braves or whatever, I think. I don't know. I don't really follow like whatever sport that is. I don't really care. If you want to yell at me in the comments because I don't know what that is, then fucking go ahead. I don't care. I'm here to cover wrestling. So, I was just looking out the window because it's nice. It's nice outside. So Seth Rollins basically says, I've done everything first and better than you. I've done everything you've done and better. And I'm going to beat you at SummerSlam and be the first Universal Champion. And Finn Balor says, you have had everything handed to you ever since you got here. And the only thing that's going to get handed to you is your ass at SummerSlam. So they had him say ass, I guess, to edge up his character a little bit. Which is actually what I want to talk about right now. Okay. Finn Balor's character in NXT has been really underdeveloped. Like, they really didn't develop a character for him. They didn't explain his whole demon character. I think Michael Cole last week said it's his artistic side. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, his artistic side. Should I just fucking put, like, a piece of paper on my head and say it's my artistic side? Like, what the fuck? No. If you're going to introduce... If you're going to have a character or another side to that character, you need to explain why he, like, turns into this so-called demon. Like, just saying it's his artistic side is fucking stupid. Like, they need to make, like, an explanation as to why at these pay-per-views or at, you know, some of the shows, he will take this body paint and he will put it on himself and he's a demon. They need to explain, like, did something happen to him as a child? Did his, like, house burn down? Did like, his dog die in front of him? Did his mom or dad die? Or, like, maybe both of them died in front of him? Like, what makes him a demon? What the fuck, you know, changes his persona? Not necessarily the way he wrestles, because his moveset is pretty much still more or less the same when he has the paint on. But, like, what makes him a demon? Like, why is he a demon? You can't just say it's his artistic side. That's fucking stupid. That is stupid. That's so dumb. That, like I said, that's like me putting a piece of paper on my head and saying it's my artistic side. That's fucking stupid. It's fucking stupid if I put a piece of paper on my head. It's fucking dumb. And if I say it's my artistic side, like, they need to explain it. Come on, Vince. Come on, Vince. Jesus Christ. Don't just have Michael Cole say it's his artistic side. Jesus. I'm sorry, I went on a freaking rant on Finn Balor's demon character. I'm an actor. I'm in school to be an actor, so I study, like, character development, like, pretty much for, like, the career that I want to go into. I want to be an actor. So, you know, like, when we have characters in our shows, we have to explain, like, the characteristics of those characters. We can't just say it's their fucking artistic side. That's so fucking stupid. Anyway, we get a match between Sheamus and Cesaro. And Vince McMahon has absolutely no idea what to do with either of these two guys. Like, he doesn't care about them. If they're not Roman Reigns or John Cena, then he doesn't care. Like, he doesn't care about these two guys. He doesn't. Sheamus, when was the last time Sheamus was actually relevant? In my opinion, I think it would be during his debut. His debut when he like fucking powerbombed Jamie Noble, like, on the floor, fucking, like, wrecked his shit. Put Cena through a table and won his first title. And, you know, ever since then, he's been a fucking jobber. Like, he hasn't done anything. He's been jobbing to, like, so many people. He jobbed to Cena, he jobbed to Roman Reigns. Fuck. Like, why the fuck is he even in the company anymore if they don't even use him? Cesaro, I think they don't use Cesaro because, well, just in the past, I don't think they found the right gimmick. And they said he didn't really, like, get over with the fans, which was not really true. The fans loved him. I think the fans really liked him. But anyway, so he faces Sheamus, and he beats Sheamus off of a neutralizer. So the match was alright. And then after the match, after a commercial break, there is a brawl between the two. So you would now assume that these two are going to be feuding, which is interesting, I guess. Okay. The New Day come out. I really don't like these guys. I thought the gimmick at the beginning was interesting because they presented it in a way where they were kind of against everyone. Remember, like, with the preacher gimmick or whatever, like, Big E Langston was like, ha! Like, I am Big E Langston, ha! And I am the best wrestler ever, ha! He was like a preacher. And then they turned into what they are now. And I really don't care about PC culture. Like, I don't care about that stuff. So I'm just gonna say it. They're pussified, emasculated versions of what WWE fans are now. Honestly, like, they are. They literally simulated on Raw Big E Langston and Kofi Kingston had two oranges in their hands. They put them together to simulate testicles, like a ball sack. And Xavier Woods had a banana. And he put it on top of the oranges. What does that fucking, like, what image does that give you? What image does that give you? That gives you a cock and balls. that gives you a dick and balls, that gives you penis and balls. These three guys agreed to go out there on national television. National television, broadcasted all around the world. And they agreed to basically present themselves holding a dick and balls. What's worse is it was Xavier who was holding the dick. He was holding the dick. This is, New Day is just terrible. What they've been doing with them is just god-awful. It's disgusting. It's really, truly disgusting and embarrassing as a wrestling fan to watch them on a wrestling show. So, they finish with their promo. Gallows and Anderson, I guess that's what they're going by now, since AJ is on SmackDown. They're no longer The Club. What a fucking stupid name. What a dumb name, The Club. The Club what? The Club Sandwich? Fuck. It was a stupid name. Anyway, so they come out, and they have a match against the New Day. Xavier Woods is banned from ringside. Carl and Luke win, and then they injure Big E Langston by pulling his legs, pulling his legs and pushing his junk into the ring post, ring pole. So it was dumb. It was ridiculous. So anyway, next we get our main event, the main event match, Seth Rollins versus Sami Zayn. And I really don't understand what they're doing with Sami Zayn. They had him beat Kevin Owens in their feud. Kevin Owens now is just fucking doing commentary. He's communicating with Jericho. He's not really shown in a predominant matter like he was before now. And I think that is Vince dropping the ball with him. He has no idea what to do with Kevin Owens, and it's because Kevin Owens is fat. It's because Kevin Owens is fat. Vince does not like Kevin Owens because he's fucking fat and because he doesn't look like Roman Reigns. Seth Rollins versus Sami Zayn. It was okay. I guess the match was fine. Seth Rollins won with a pedigree. Yeah. And then Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar, to close the show, come out. And the crowd starts chanting Suplex City at Brock Lesnar, which is good. I guess fine, great. I really don't care about the failed drug test. It doesn't really matter to me. Brock is still a fucking beast regardless. I think he probably could have beat Mark Hunt without the drugs. He probably could have. Whatever. So Paul Heyman starts talking about Brock Lesnar. And how he's going to whoop Randy Orton's ass at SummerSlam. He's going to destroy him. He's going to destroy him. And Paul says there is absolutely going to be no way Randy Orton will ever hit an RKO on Brock Lesnar. And the camera guy pans out, and Randy Orton gets in the ring and he RKOs Brock Lesnar. And then he leaves and he gets into the crowd and he escapes through the crowd. Very CM Punk-esque when Punk beat Cena at Money in the Bank 2011 in Chicago, and he won the title and he just left. He blew the kiss to Vince. He was like, later, bitch. It was stupid. And then he came back. Whatever. But Randy Orton goes through the the crowd, Stephanie and Mick and a bunch of security guards come out to try and get Randy, and the show ends with that. So I thought the show was pretty lackluster. There wasn't really that much like exciting stuff on the show. Yeah, so I have to honestly give the show maybe. Well, last week's show I would give it 8 out of 10, just based on like everything that happened, like with Finn's debut, Finn beating Reigns, and then Sasha winning the title. I would give that show an 8 out of 10. This week I would probably give it a 4.5 out of 10. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah, have a good day, and